everyone. Lisa Matthews here with you just minutes before kickoff.
If you've turned on your TV,
sets up Oubre, Kelly on the attack, gets inside, the finish and the foul.
Or been to a ball game,
Suns fans, please direct your attention to the court and welcome your host, Alicia.
chances are you've seen the Blanco Sisters.
Why not cover the teams that you're so passionate about?
This job, I feel it was just made for me. It's just everything I love, everything I love.
And Alicia and Lisa, they stay busy. On Sunday, you can see Lisa at an NFL game on the sidelines of State Farm Stadium, providing pregame coverage of the Cardinals and the Cleveland Browns. And the very next day, it was Alicia covering the NBA at Talking Stick Resort Arena, playing the role of in-game host as the Phoenix Suns played the Portland Trailblazers.
It's so amazing. I was telling my son-in-laws the other day, I said, isn't it funny how I go to the sports games with my son-in-laws to go see my daughters?
This doubleheader of a dream setup has been in the making for years. The proof is in the pictures.
This picture of me specifically, I was dressed as an ASU cheerleader. And then years later became an ASU cheerleader.
As you can see, many of these pictures, we were dressed exactly alike, rompers and our little dresses and Christmas. I mean, we had all the same outfits, all the same clothes.
And while they worked for two of the pro outfits in town, they started as fans first.
Growing up, my imaginary friend was Sir Charles. I would have tea parties with Sir Charles. She had to feed him. He was part of the family. I have a weird obsession with Charles Barkley, if you're watching. Just,
hey Charles,
we'll figure it out.
We named our first dog after you.
Our first dog was named Barkley.
Lisa eventually went on to interview Charles Barkley, collecting 2 Emmys along the way. Alicia collected her own hardware as well, winning Miss Arizona and ended up as a Miss USA runner-up. You were second runner-up for Miss USA.
Almost won the darn thing, yeah.
In my eyes, our eyes, she won. You know, it's not
she
so much.
never had any experience, and some of the dresses that I heard, you know, they were like $5,000, $10,000, and we kept the same dress. All we did was cut it and made it for the short dress. She can sing as well.
I'm just glad the Cardinals have never asked me to sing, because I wouldn't.
But all kidding aside, when you look at the big picture and all the accomplishments are added up, the tears build up for one proud parent.
It's hard. Their success, it's due to her. I didn't think it'd get so emotional, but...
I'll take that as a yes, you're proud.
Cue the tears.
You're making me emotional. I'm not the crier in the family. That's me. Them too. Gosh. I am pregnant.
The passion and the ability to perform is obviously there, but so is the desire to pay it forward.
I go back to Cronkite a lot and I speak to aspiring students, both male and female. And I always ask them, like, go back to a moment of time where sports brought you to tears, whether you're playing or you're watching. So I always tell people to go back to that moment if you're aspiring to do this. And realize that you can make that your everyday in some capacity if you work hard.
One thing Mom used to always say, Mom and Dad, was when we were younger, like, if you work hard now, you'll be able to play later. But if you play now and don't take school seriously, don't apply yourself now, you're going to work really hard for the rest of your life.
And the next play for these sisters just might work and end up on a TV or at a ball game near you.
Maybe something together, I don't know.
That's the
Talk
ultimate. The ultimate dream would be to have a talk show together. Bitty Bitty Blanco Sisters is what we call ourselves, have our own talk show.
I'm sure they've got at least 2 viewers already.
In our eyes, they are our stars, and they forever will be our stars.
I'm Richard Sines.
I'm Lisa Matthews.
That was it!
For Fox 10 Sports Night.
The first impression I get, Richard, a great story.
Thanks.
It's great parenting.
Yes.
That follow your dreams, we're going to support you, and you can do this, the confidence that those parents put into Lisa and Alicia.
Yeah, it's definitely teamwork. You know, the Blanco team really is winning. And it was really interesting to kind of show up at the house. And I talked to the mother, you know, Mrs. Blanco, and she says, well, what exactly you want to do? And I said, well, we'll just, you know, put some pictures out and talk about, you know, just your daughters. And she goes, oh, I wasn't ready for pictures. And then I look at her and I go, well, look at your walls. I mean,
yes.
Everything was a picture of their daughters, almost a shrine. You could tell how proud they were of them. And I want to give credit to our photographer, Brad Gass, because this wasn't your normal interview where we get everybody in front of the camera and say, okay, tell me about this. We just put the pictures out there, started talking as we were like friends, as I was a part of the family, and Brad had to kind of follow our train of thought and talk to, you know, get everybody as they're talking and all the different pictures. So it was really cool to see how this thing came together. Really neat.
I'm struck by what Lisa said, the confidence the parents gave them, but also you can follow your dreams. Imagine covering the Suns and the Cardinals, and they both achieved that through hard work.
Yeah, and that's how I actually got to get this idea. I remember watching Lisa when she was at the Cronkite School, and I remember thinking, man, this little girl is hustling. Everywhere I went, she was there in the scrum and, you know, shooting and reporting and stuff. And then I see her working for the Cardinals. Then I go to a Suns game, and I see Alicia, and her energy was just amazing. And I'm like, wow, who is this girl? Then it's time for the national anthem. She's singing the national anthem, and that's when I find out that she's Lisa's sister. And I'm like, we've got a story here. We've got to really, you know, showcase that this is some homegrown talent. These are two young girls that are proud to be from Arizona. They're from Arizona. They love the hometown teams, and now they're working for them. And talk about a dream come true. Really cool to share their story. So that's what I love about this job.
What about this talk show idea? You know, somewhere down the line, you never know. I
exactly.
mean, they could do mornings somewhere locally if they wanted to.
Exactly. I mean, yeah, they both got, you know, they're camera friendly, that's for sure. They've got the gift of gab, and they're great people. So the whole family, though, is actually going to be on a different show, on a game show, Family Feud. So it's going to be interesting to watch the whole family work once again.
Great story, outstanding story. Keep an eye on Lisa and Alicia, Suns and Cardinals.
The bitty Blanco sisters.
Oh, yeah, I like the sound of that.